Hello friends, this is a poem that is prescribed for the CBSE 11th class, the Laburnum crop. So that is CBSE class 11, isn't it? Yes. Now you can see the title, the Laburnum, like bird, see, Laburnum. And the first is on bird, and the next word is rendezvous. R-O-N-D-E, rendezvous. Rendezvous is the form of this poem, form. Now, we are going to have 3 lectures. On this first lecture is, we will read and enjoy the experience. See, we will go through the mother bird. There is a character in this poem that is the mother bird. There is another character, and that is the tree, the Laburnum tree, a medium-sized tree with yellow leaves and yellow golden flowers, and flowers they hang down, and therefore the tree is also known as the golden chain tree. The golden chain tree. Understand? And then what you find is, as you go through this, you will find the form I told you is rendezvous. Rendezvous is a form usually used in French poetry. Just as you know, lyric, epic, ode, sonnet and so on. This is rendezvous. And now Ted Hughes, the author of this poem, the poet, his name actually is Edward James Hughes. He is better known as Ted Hughes. 1930-1998. He was poet laureate. Poet laureate means national poet. So like Tennyson, Lord Tennyson. He was a poet laureate. Wordsworth was poet laureate. And so here poet laureate means the national poet. From 1984 to 1988 till he died. 1998 he died of cancer. And he was an animal poet. Animal poet means, don't misunderstand that he is a poet among animals, not that. Just as you say criminal lawyer, the lawyer is not criminal, no? Like that. Animal poet means one who wrote poems about animals, like animals and birds. For example, you have got the jaguar, very famous poem. You have got the thought fox, another famous poem. Hawk roosting, another. Series of poems on crow. Then you have got the king of carrion and all those things you can say, crow. And another point to notice that his major works, the hawk in the rain, crow, Lupercal, then the Iron Man, and Tales of Ovid. He was a translator and also a writer of children's books. This is also very important. The critics say that he is the best writer of the 20th century. And the general assessment is that he is the greatest, one of the greatest writers of 20th century. And I am coming back to this poem and also this form. Form we can see it's a poem of 15 lines, and here the first 5 lines quintet. 5 lines together is a quintet. 4 lines quatrain, 6 lines sestet, and 8 lines octave, like that. So here what first is a quintet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After this, there is one movement of the poem. Then second is another movement, the crescendo of the poem. The highest point, crescendo. And then the subsiding. See that? That is quatrain. So you here you have got a quintet, 5 lines. Here 6 lines, and here you have got 4 lines. Understand? Now the poem is a very beautiful but all yellow. You can see today I am also wearing an yellow shirt. That is to, what you should say, agree with the poem, the feelings and the description of the poem. Of course, it is written in the background of autumn, September sunlight, see, and you can see that the sonnet 73, I don't know whether you know, William Shakespeare sonnet 73 says that time of the year in thou mayst in me behold. That time of the year thou mayst in me behold. When yellow leaves or none or a few do hang upon the boughs. So this is one of the characteristics, or you can say the signature of autumn. Signature of autumn is that yellow. That is yellow leaves. Yellow leaves, or none or a few do hang upon the bough. So that is the autumn season. It's a very beautiful season. That is the friend of the maturing sun, says John Keats in his Ode to Autumn. He says the friend of the bosom friend of the maturing sun. The autumn season and the autumn sun matures fruits. Understand? That is the way. So that is the background, a golden background, yellow background. So that is the first lines. The first 5 lines? That is the quintet tells you about the tree standing, this gold chain tree with yellow leaves, with golden flowers hanging, and so we call it gold chain, a medium-sized tree. It is standing, no movement, nothing, like a pious nun or a tableau. You have seen tableau, no? Or a pious nun praying like this, no movement at all. Then suddenly there is a flurry of activity, and the flurry of activity is caused by the arrival of a goldfinch, a small bird, a singing bird, and its feathers are all yellow, except that it has got some stripes on its face, otherwise, or 1 or 2 stripes on its wings, otherwise 90% of it is yellow. So that is yellow, bird is yellow, the tree is yellow, flowers are yellow, the sunlight is yellow, that is the thing. And my shirt is yellow. Of course, that has nothing to do with the poem or the poet. That is just because to agree with this situation, I thought of putting on this, that's all. It's an accidental. Okay. So then what happens next? Sestet, what you find is the second, as I told you, the crescendo, or the highest activity, the highest point, the acme, you can say acme, 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 it means the highest point you can see, or the climax you can say. The climax is that the bird comes and then there is a flurry of activity. The nestlings, the chicks, they sing, they flap their wings, and then the mother bird feeds, and the chicks are happy and satisfied. Mother bird is happy and satisfied. Then the mother bird slips out and then launches into the infinite. Infinite means the infinite. See, the word used there is infinite, means it does not know where to go, but it will go. That's the thing. So there is a suspense. From where will she get the food? For the next cycle. So this is one after another. It's a rhythmic. Morning she goes, comes back. Then noon she goes, comes back. And then evening she will go, comes back, and then she will not go, because night she will have a good sleep with a rest. That is time of rest with her chicks. So what you find is a very beautiful, the image of a very beautiful family moment and family life, we can say. It is, the whole thing is managed by the mother. And the mother is, as we can see, she is very duty bound, she is very smart, she is very tactful, and she is very sleek, and she is like a lizard. She is a toiling mother. See? A toiling mother, a duty bound mother. Because all the time she is single-mindedly, she is going and then coming back with the food. She going to the infinite, means just this, there is no food is stored anywhere, but she somehow manages to get it. So there is a kind of belief in providence, we can say. Understand that? She thinks that God will provide her with enough food for her as well as for her chicks. And then finally, when she takes leave of them, the entry point is a branch, entry point. The leave taking is also a branch. Look at this. So the temporary goodbye, that is branch. So the portal, the door to the entry is the branch, end of the branch. Okay. Now, I told you about 1 or 2 words about rondo. Rondo is, as I told you, 15-line poem. Then you have got 3 divisions, quintet, sestet, and a quatrain. And the first and the last line, the same words will be used. The phrase in the first line, the word or the phrase in the first line will be repeated in the last line. And the ninth line will be short. The whole tree trembles and thrills. That is short, very short. And at the same time, you should understand it is rhyming is A, B, B, J. But here what happens is no rhyming. Otherwise, it is a perfect rendezvous. Now, minus rhyming. So, one characteristic you can say of rendezvous is missing here. It is written in free verse without any rhyme. Okay. There are many other points that you will see. The second lecture and the third lecture will be devoted entirely to question answers. Second lecture will be devoted to the technicalities. For example, again it will be explained what is meant by rendezvous, what are the figures of speech used here, onomatopoeic words used here, and then the alliteration used here, etc. etc. will be done in the second lecture. Now we will just enjoy this. Okay. So that is the background. I hope you understand. There is September, the sun, autumn season. The month is September. The sun is shining. Then leaves of a few leaves only on the tree because most of the leaves fallen. She has shed. The tree has shed most of the leaves because it is the season, autumn season. And then all the seeds also are fallen. Then what happens is a few leaves here and there, yellow, and the flowers also you find. And at that time what happens? An yellow bird comes in. That's what you find. Then immediately the nest becomes very active. Another very interesting point to note before reading this poem is that there is a two-way traffic here. Understand that? In other words, what you find is the tree gives shelter and the bird gives life to the tree. The tree gives shelter, a two-way traffic, give and take relationship. The tree is silent, quite still like a pious nun or a tableau. But suddenly it gets energy. The energy is given by the bird. And then what happens after when the bird leaves? When the bird leaves, the laburnum subsides to empty. First and last line is the same meaning. Listen, so there is a give and take relationship. That is, the tree gives shelter. It is there, it is given here, no? It is the engine of your family. Engine of your family is the tree, the branches, the thickness, so to say. So the tree gives shelter, and the bird gives energy to this. Now, keeping these things in your mind, let us read it. Always think of that mother, the toiling mother, the duty-bound mother, the smart mother, the tactful mother, and also very beautiful in the sense that sleek like a lizard. She can move and get wriggle through even a very narrow passage. The passage has been made narrow because to protect the chicks from that's a precautionary measure we can say. Protect the chicks from predators. Understand? So keep all these things in your mind. And this you can see bird sound. The bird sound all in onomatopoeic words. Chirrup, then trembling, thrill. See, you have got such words like that. Say that is, what happens is that the tree trembles, the tree thrills. See that? And the machine means the nest. There is alert and abrupt. See, alert and abrupt chitterings of tremor of wings and trillings. These are onomatopoeic words. The whole tree trembles and thrills to the engine of family. She stocks it full and then floods out. So that part is very attractive, isn't it? Very active in that sense. There is a contrast. What you find is that the tree is standing still, but the bird is extremely active. Understand? And it has got, of course, significance. These things we will discuss in our third lecture. So this is the first one, introductory. I think that you got ideas about the author, the laburnum tree, what is this, how does it look like, and then you have got the bird and the tree, a two-way relationship. That is, the bird gives shelter, the tree gives shelter, the bird gives life. Okay, let's see. The Laburnum top is silent, quiet, still like a nun. That is not written there, but the Laburnum top is silent, quiet, still. In the afternoon, yellow September sunlight. In the afternoon, yellow September sunlight. That is the background. It is afternoon, it is a month of September, and sunlight. Sunlight is yellow, so autumn season. A few leaves, from here you understand it is autumn. A few leaves yellowing, all its seeds fallen. Till the goldfinch comes with a twitching chirrup. So, standing there, suddenly the goldfinch comes, twitching chirrup, like this. That's it. You can see that movement, quick movement, that nimble movement is. And where does it come? With a suddenness, startlement at the branch. So, suddenness, startlement, amazing. Startlement for whom? For the chicks and also for the tree. The tree and the chicks, see, she generates a kind of euphoria, understand, and enthusiasm and a euphoria. A triumphant entry, you can say. The entry is triumphant one, a victorious one, because she has brought some food. She went for the food and she has collected, now brought it. So, a suddenness, startlement at the branch. So, that is first thing. Then what is happening in the nest? See that? The sleek as a lizard and alert and abrupt. So, that is, she is alert, she is abrupt, she is smart because she is tactful. And she is very careful. That is, she is very careful about the safety of the chicks. That's why, alert and abrupt, quick. She can't look here and there, and somebody will notice her. So, she slips in. It's kind of slipping in. She slips in. Then sleek as a lizard and alert and abrupt, she enters the thickness and the machine starts. Thickness of the branches, that is where the nest is. Then that becomes a machine. So it's just like a machine, just like you start a machine, switch on and then the machine starts automatically. So the nestlings and this mother bird together, they create a kind of flurry of activity. Understand? Of chitterings, what is it? Of chitterings and of tremor of wings and trillings. Trillings means continuous singing. Here it is not crying but singing. Like this. And also flapping their wings. The whole tree trembles and thrills. Even the tree cannot. It's a kind of, what we say. So when you see somebody crying, you cry. When you see somebody laughing, suppose a group of people are laughing, then naturally you will also laugh. Like that. The tree gets it. The tree gets the message. Come on, get ready. Let's all together tremble and thrills. Understand the whole thing. It is the engine of your family. What is the engine of the family? The tree. The tree is the engine of the family. And she stocks it full. Means stocks means add fuel to fire. So here it means stocks it means makes it very active. Then floods out to branch it. Everything happens in a moment. It's a few moments there. She gets it, comes, startling, amazed. That is suddenness, startlement, gets in, sleek, and slips in, feeds all the chicks. Then, and after there is a kind of a family moment, a very beautiful family moment. Everybody is happy, eating and drinking, and getting satisfied, and immediately she gets out, and she is at the branch again. For the next, like there's a famous Robert Frost poem, Stopping the Woods on a Snowy Evening. She could spend a lot of time there, have a siesta, an afternoon nap, and then go. But she does not do that. She miles to go before I sleep and miles to go before I sleep. So that is her philosophy. That's why she says, I can't stop here. My work is done, then I go, branch ends. So that is a second part of the poem. And third is, what is that? From branch she shows her barred face identity mask. Barred face with stripes. Shows me she looks around. She looks around. She doesn't show it. It is not an exhibition. But it is, she is smartly looking around. And then with eerie, delicate whistle chirrup this whispering. Eerie. When she came, it was the happiest moment for the chicks as well. Now it is a little strange and mysterious, eerie. I mean, there's a touch of fear in her whisperings, in her chirrup. In her whistle chirrup whisperings, there is a touch of fear. Why? Because she thinks that I will be away for a few hours till something happen to my chicks. So that anxiety, she's anxious, she's very anxious. That's why eerie means a little afraid. When she came in, but now going, see, that's the difference. Understand? She launches towards the infinite. Oh, beautiful. That is, we say, very often we say, it is God feeds all these birds and these animals, human beings. So she has the confidence that way she launches where? Towards the infinite, does not know where, but somehow she is sure that she will get. Somebody will provide. So that is that infinite has that meaning. The poet doesn't, that she launches in the direction of a tree or in the direction of a hole or no such thing. She launches in the infinite. So that suspense there. There is a fear and there is a suspense. Together it creates an eerie atmosphere, a strange and mysterious atmosphere of direct providence. Then what happens? The Laburnum subsides to empty. Subsides means returns to his possession. So it's a kind of family wonderful experience, isn't it? Do we have such family reunions at home? When the toiling mother comes back, when the toiling father comes back, so your dad, your mummy, and my dad, how do you call it? I don't know. Yes, that is. So anyhow, that is the point. Listen, I think that the point is now clear to you. There is a lot of things to meditate upon this. See here behind this, what I find is that the providence of God in launching in the infinite. Launch us towards the infinite. She depends upon something, upon someone, some power. Understand? So the whole poem once again, we will read, and I think that you can enjoy now all those things I have written here, and that is even how you have a textbook you can read. And here, the laburnum drop is silent, quite still in the autumn, yellow September night. A few leaves, yellowing, all its seeds fallen, till the goldfinch comes with a twitching chirrup, a suddenness, a startlement at the branch. So up to that it's a unit. Then second unit comes, a sleek as a lizard and alert and abrupt, she enters the thickness, and a machine starts up of chitterings and of tremor of wings and trillings, the whole tree trembles and thrills. It is the engine of a family. She stocks it full, then flies out to branch. That is. Then showing her barred face identity mask, then with eerie, delicate whistle chirrup whistlings, she launches towards the infinite. And the laburnum subsides to empty. Hope that you have followed, and also I would suggest you read it minimum 10 times. So that each time when you read it, you have got a new experience. Keep these points in your mind and then read this poem again and again. Bye, have a nice time. Wait for my second and third lectures. Second lecture is entirely devoted to the technical aspects of this poem, like figures of speech, alliteration and so on. That is questions and answers, possible questions and answers. Understand? The best way to check whether you understood a poem or any piece is try to make as many questions as possible yourself and then answer. That means you understood it. That is the best way to do. Understand? So, bye. See you again. Have a nice day.